outreach involves teams of young gay and bisexual men going to venues, places where other young gay men congregate, and using costumes or fun, appealing approaches, sometimes using performances. They pass out materials that promote safer sex. But one problem that we find is that there's very few venues where young gay men congregate. There may be a bar, there may be a cafe, there may be something at a university, but there's really not very many places where we can then pass out materials to young gay men, encouraging them to engage in safer sex. So a critical aspect of our program involves the setting up of various social activities. And these can range from rap groups to large dance parties. They can have reading clubs, they can have beach parties, whatever would be a way of attracting young gay men to the center, whatever would be a way of attracting young gay men to an event, and then safer sex promotion can be given to them at the event. So a real critical part of it is setting up ways of attracting young gay men, and then safer sex promotion can happen to them. Of course, if the event only became places where safer sex was done, young gay men wouldn't keep showing up. So this is where we keep bringing in the idea of social interactions. Young gay men really want social interactions, and they'll be attracted to it if we have those kinds of opportunities. And then once we have them there, we can do safer sex promotion to them. M groups are a series of groups that focus both on your own sexual risk-taking behavior as well as taking the message out. So following on the research that we've done, that we've identified various factors involved with why young gay men engage in unsafe sex, we focus on those in a fun, exciting, enjoyable group where young gay men get to come, meet with each other, talk about issues that are important, some of which have to do with safer sex, some of which just have to do with how do you meet other young gay men. So we have a component in the program, in the M groups, where they talk about their own sexual risk-taking behavior. But then a critical feature of the M groups are that we also talk about motivating the young gay men to take the message back out to their peers, that they are in the situation that they have a chance of saving their friends' lives. And we not only motivate them about that, but we also give them the skills about how to do that, how to talk with their friends in a way that's not preachy and obnoxious, but takes the message back out. And that's where the informal outreach comes in. We teach informal outreach within the context of the M groups. A critical aspect of M groups is that we train young gay men how to talk with and support their friends about the need for safer sex. In the M groups, we motivate them about the need to take the message back out to their peers, that they're in an amazing situation, that they can go back out and save their friends' lives. So we motivate them about the need to take this message back out, and then we give them the skills about how to talk with their friends in ways that are supportive instead of preachy and obnoxious. But we motivate them that there's a need to do this. In informal outreach, we teach young gay men about the need for taking the message back out to their peers, the message about the need for safer sex. So we teach them about how to do this. We provide them with the skills about how to talk with and encourage their friends, and we also motivate them about the need to do this with their friends. And so informal outreach involves young gay men talking with their friends in casual conversations about the need for safer sex. We know from previous research that some of the highest risk young gay men will never show up to the M groups. And so we have to come up with ways to reach out to them. And informal outreach is a way to do this. What we do is we equip young gay men to go out and talk with their peers about the need for safer sex. And oftentimes, the young gay men who have shown up to the M groups will know other friends who are engaging in high-risk behavior. And so they're in this unique situation that they can go and talk to the highest risk guys about the need for safer sex. So this is our way of making sure that the highest risk guys, even if they never show up to our program, they may never show up to M groups, they may never show up to any of our social events, but they'll still hear the message about safer sex because their friends are talking with them and encouraging them. I think our program is effective because it's young gay men taking the message back out to other young gay men. The young men are thinking of this message as their own, and so they're feeling more involved in the message themselves. They're not doing it just because an AIDS organization is telling them to do it. They're not doing it just because they're on salary. They're doing it because they have a sense of ownership about the prevention message, and that they feel committed to saving their own community and helping their own community. And I think the fact that the program is based on the idea of empowerment of young gay men thinking that this is their own message and having a sense of ownership that this is their own message, they're much more likely to follow through and reach out to people who will never show up to the program otherwise. They'll never show up to M groups. They'll never show up to social events. But because young men feel a sense of ownership of the message about HIV prevention, they'll spread the message throughout their entire community. And I think it's that sense of ownership and the fact that it's peers talking with peers that makes this program the most effective. I believe the program is effective because it's peers talking with peers. It's not just a small group of young men who are talking with each other. What we're trying to do is mobilize all of the young gay men in the community to be speaking with and encouraging each other about the need for safer sex. They have a sense of ownership of the program. We heavily bank the program on ideas about empowerment, that the program is done for the young gay men by themselves. It's not done on behalf of an AIDS service organization or simply for salary. This message is taken on by the young gay men themselves. So they feel very motivated to spread the message to their peers who may never show up to an HIV prevention program. They may never show up to our M groups. They may never show up to our social groups. But they will hear the message from their friends who are encouraging them to be safer. Okay.
It's a separate topic.
Okay. In informal outreach, space out.
Let's do that one again. Sorry.
Do that
I
one
think the
again.
most